So hey guys, welcome to Career Canvas. So today we have Darsh. So Darsh is starting his MBA career.
Sure. All right, Rishi. Hey everyone, my name is Darshnath Sehgal. I come from Agra. I was born and brought up in Agra, and I finished my schooling from Delhi Public School, Agra itself. And after finishing my schooling, I went on to pursue my graduation in from Christ University, Bangalore, where I did a bachelor's in business administration degree, where I specialized in marketing. I was always inclined towards the business field from the start because both of my parents are business professionals, and that is why I want to, of course, I would be doing an MBA also from NMIMS.
So Darsh, do you think like the offbeat studies such as BBA and LLB such and fields like the degree in economics is on a rise as compared to the science and engineering fields? And if it's so, like why it is so?
Uh, I definitely think that, offbeat degrees such as BBA, LLB, which you mentioned, are on the rise. I think engineering has kind of hit a saturation point as of now. There was a big boom earlier in engineering that, every single person wanted to be an engineer. But now, as the economy has also progressed and a lot of progress has also happened, so a lot of offbeat courses are popping up. And there's a very offbeat course which has popped up, which is liberal arts, which I'm not sure if you've heard of it. So under liberal arts degree, basically, a lot of you can study a combination of subjects, such as if you want to study philosophy with computer science, or you want to study maths with history, you can kind of do major combinations like that, major minor. So that is also another degree which has popped up. And I think that as India grows economically, a lot of people will start to open up their minds, and they will also start to look at other fields as that they also have certain kind of potential, and instead of just going after a safe degree such as an engineering, right? So I definitely think that they are on the rise. Yeah.
So the degree, like combination of degrees such as you mentioned history and mathematics or history and physics, it will like open a lot of doors for the individuals. Like in the future, if he wants
Yeah,
to, uh, if he want to delve into the world of history or like physics, he can do so.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean that is under the liberal arts degree, and uh, that is very similar to how education happens in US and other developed countries as well. Because there also you get to choose a combination of subjects which you want to study, like which ones you want to major in, which ones you want to minor in. Unlike in India, where once you've chosen a particular stream, you're kind of fixed in that particular stream itself. Like if you've taken PCM, then you'll only be studying physics, chemistry, maths, or if you've
Yeah.
taken commerce, then you'll only be studying accounts, economics, business studies. So a liberal arts degree is also a lot of, I mean, it's in trend right now, and it will only grow. And it's the next big thing. I feel.
So that you have done BBA, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So like in MBA, there are some specializations such as finance, marketing.
Hmm.
There's another one, operations. So
Operations.
yeah, so there is similar thing in BBA also. Like you have to choose specializations.
Correct. Yeah, it's similar in BBA as well, since since BBA is basically like Bachelor's of Business Administration and MBA is Masters of Business Administration. So it's in the name itself. So in BBA as well, in the final year, you have to specialize in a particular subject, such as, marketing, HR, finance, operations, or business analytics. There was also a specialization when I was in college. And, there's different specializations as such which you can do.
Okay, so like what are the roles offered to like fresh
Mhm.
graduate from BBA? Like, what are the
Uh,
roles offered?
Under BBA, you basically get very entry level roles in organizations such as Big Four, or in FMCG companies, or in marketing organizations. So it's very entry level, right? kind of roles, I mean, during my time, the Big Four had come to hire as an audit assistant, or maybe at an analyst level, or maybe in the at the back end level, like Bain had come, the research arm of Bain Capability Network, and they had come to hire for the back end roles in their knowledge centers, basically. So once you do a BBA degree, you get to choose from a wide variety of entry level roles, basically, which you can do. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, you mentioned that you have worked for about 3 years. So,
Correct. Yeah.
so where do you work, and what kind of roles do you in?
I've started off in sales actually. Like I specialized in marketing, so I started off in sales because you can't really make the jump to marketing directly. You start off in sales and then you work your way to marketing. I think a similar kind of thing happens in MBA as well. So, basically, I started off with sales with Great Learning. I was a learning consultant. So, Great Learning is basically an edtech company. They sell a wide variety of online courses, such as in the digital marketing or design thinking, in collaboration with various universities, like in also courses in data science and analytics and all of that, business analytics. So I was working there in sales. I was taking care of their digital marketing program as well as their design thinking program. And it was basically I had to all day long call up leads, potential leads, and pitch them the product basically, which is there, the digital marketing, and how it can help them achieve their career goals. So that is how I started off in sales basically. After working in sales for a year, I went into operations. I was working with a private equity firm then in back-end operations. So that was there. I worked there for a year and a half, right? And then in my current role, I was working at a startup as a in marketing essentially. I was taking care of social media marketing and the website development and all of those things. So currently, I am in a digital marketing role. So yeah, I take care of all things marketing.
Okay, so you worked in a startup. So, like, it
Mhm.
was a small startup or an stable startup.
It was a very early stage startup. It was a very small startup. We had less than 10 employees when I joined. So basically everyone was kind of doing everything. It was not just that your role is limited to marketing or your role is limited to sales or your role is limited to finance or HR or whatever. Everyone was doing everything. The guy in my company was doing the finance part. He was also doing the HR thing as well. He was also taking care of these employee policies and everything. So he was handling both the things. I was taking care of the social media marketing, of course. I also was taking care of order fulfillment, just making sure that the order gets fulfilled and everything, and it gets delivered. I was also taking care of customer support, right? Resolving customer issues and everything. And of course, website development is something which I did. I created the entire website from ground up. So, I mean, I was also doing a lot of things. It was very early stage, less than 10 employees.
Like, it's the I also worked in sports KPI, so it was a very small startup. It was in
Okay.
very early stage. So I
Acha.
also did the analytics part. I have done broadcasting. I have done commentating for some games. I have also
Mm-hmm.
worked with some pitch reports and everything. I
Mm-hmm.
also used to set up the cameras and also like an early stage startup gives you a exact picture of like what you are going to do in
Uh,
like future, and it also like
mhm.
by doing the various role you also get the taste of like what you want to do in a more stable company.
Correct. Yeah, it exposes you to a lot of things. Basically, you're doing basically everything. So you kind of understand that, this is what I like to do and this is what I would want to do in the future versus this is something which I am not inclined towards and I would not be preferring to do this in the future, this specific function of the company. It can be anything. It can be HR operations that, you can be like, I'm more inclined towards marketing. So I'll make a career there and I'll focus less on HR and all of these other things which I do not like. So yeah, I completely agree with your point that it gives you a kind of a clarity about what you
Yeah.
want to do in the future.
Like you are going to do an MBA, so but uh, But tell me, like, why did you wait for 3 years to do MBA? Why don't you just after your BBA you just started preparing for MBA and just enter into an MBA college? Why wait for uh, these years?
Good question. I was asked that as well in my MBA interviews that why did I wait for 3 years? So the reason was very simple actually. When I graduated, I was pretty sure that I want to work for at least 2 to 3 years so that I'm sure that this is what I want to do in the future. This specific path I want to go on. I did not want to do an MBA straight away, do an MBA program because I just, before understanding first what I like to do. So that is why I had already made up my plan. It was part of my goal that, I will join an MBA program in the year 2024 or 2025. So it was kind of my long-term goal as well. After 3 years of working, I will do an MBA. So it was kind of a long-term goal, and I wanted to figure out what I want to do actually, which is why I took 3 years to uh, get into an MBA
Okay.
program.
Okay. So you also plan to do MBA from India or from abroad?
So initially, actually, my plan was to do an MBA from abroad. I was actually
Okay.
preparing for the GMAT earlier. I prepared for the GMAT for about 3 to 4 months, but then due to cost considerations, I mean, basically doing an MBA from abroad is very expensive. It will cost you
Yeah.
minimum of 50 to 60 lakhs, whereas in India, you
Yeah.
can do an MBA for half that amount. So
Yeah.
I just felt that, the cost was too much and I maybe, uh, wouldn't be able to justify it or whatever. So I dropped my plan of doing an MBA from abroad and then I focused towards cracking the Indian B schools basically. And I focused more on the CAT and the ZAT and the SNAP and the NMAT and all the major exams.
Yeah. So like, what all exams do you like prepare for, and how did you prepare for all those exams?
I took coaching actually. I prepared for all the four major exams, which CAT, ZAT, SNAP, and NMAT, because I wanted to aim to the top 20 B schools. My aim was to get into any one of the top 20 B schools of India, and all the four exams will give you a shot at those top 20 B schools. I took 1 year full-time coaching from Career Launcher. It was a weekend batch which I joined that Career Launcher. So from Monday to Friday, I used to be busy at my work, and from Saturdays and Sundays, I used to go to the Career Launcher Center where I took coaching for LRDI and quants and of course verbal, all of those three components. So that is what I did basically, and I followed and on otherwise on weekdays I used to just study for 2 hours before going to my office, like from 7 to 9 in the morning. I didn't study in the evening because I was too tired after the entire day. So yeah, I mean, studying for 2 hours every day in the morning, and then on weekends I used to attend career launcher classes, which were enough for me to uh, crack the exams.
Okay. So you cracked NMAT. So like, how is the pattern of the exam, and how can one give and score well in the NMAT exam?
So the NMAT is actually one of the easier MBA entrance exams as compared to CAT and ZAT, because CAT and ZAT are like the toughest MBA exams, whereas NMAT and SNAP are a bit on the easier side in terms of difficulty. So if you're preparing for the CAT or the ZAT, then you'll automatically prepare for the SNAP and the NMAT. You don't really have to do much extra. For the NMAT, however, I mean, since the exam pattern is a bit different, I mean, it's timed, the different sections are timed, and it is helpful to give a few mocks of the NMAT. You can find the mocks on the NMAT by GMAC official website. I did at least
Okay.
2 mocks before I gave the actual exam, where I figured out my weaknesses, my strengths, and everything, like which all areas I need to focus on. There are, of course, a few topics which are tested in NMAT, such as coding, decoding, which is not
Okay.
tested in CAT or ZAT. Like, such as coding, decoding was one, then family relations is another. So these are some kind of topics in logical reasoning which are asked in NMAT. So you may need to give some time to prepare for these topics, but otherwise, the pattern and everything, the preparation kind of remains the same. Just keep practicing, just keep clearing your concepts, and you'll definitely score a good percentile, a good
Okay.
score in NMAT.
Okay. Okay. So after the exams, it is just the interview process, and you get admitted to
Correct,
mine.
correct, correct. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So like, what all courses do NMIMS offer? What all
And
is
MIMS,
specialization?
yeah, so NMIMS offers a lot of different MBAs as well. There's of course the flagship MBA, which is the MBA core, right? Then you also have an MBA in HR, which is specialized towards HR itself. Then there is MBA in business analytics, which has also come up, and business analytics itself is a very, very growing field at the moment. And then there is MBA digital transformation, which of course I'm going to be pursuing at NMIMS Mumbai. Then there's of course MBA Pharma Management as well, which is another course if you want to make a career in pharma and healthcare, I think. And yeah, I think roughly those are the five major courses which are there at NMIMS. Of course, MBA core is the most competitive and the most toughest to get into as compared to the other programs. It is the flagship program, it is the most prestigious, but these are the other programs as well.
So actually, I have heard about the MBA in business analytics and MBA in
Hmm.
digital transformation. So
Hmm.
actually, I feel these courses are on a rise, and I think about in
Hmm. Hmm.
5 to 7 years, they
Hmm.
will like compete head to head with the
Correct.
MBA
Huh.
core or any
Uh-huh.
specializations such as the finance, marketing, or
Hmm.
operations.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm. Hmm.
what are your views upon that?
I completely agree with that actually. I have also heard the same thing after interacting with many corporate and industry professionals as well. BA is already well known, it has already been on the rise earlier as well, but it is digital transformation, which is a new thing which has come up. And digital transformation itself is supposed to become a really huge thing in the next 5 to 7 years because we are slowly moving towards AI and everything. We are relying on AI to do most of the work for us or to help us with our work. And digital transformation is essentially about automating and making the business more efficient, making the business more effective, through the use of AI,
Okay.
through the use of automation, or through the use of technology as such. So definitely digital transformation is definitely, I think, the next big thing right now. And not just NMIMS, but I heard yesterday as well that IIMs and a lot more other institutes are also uh, uh, gonna start a course in digital transformation. They're also going to offer a MBA in digital transformation. And since it is a growing thing right now, I definitely think that there's a lot of scope in this thing. And digital transformation actually encompasses like the it's not just limited to marketing or finance or operations. It is basically helping each and every function. So it's really a kind of a all-encompassing domain.
So, can you give some examples like how we are day to day using the digital transformation, or how the industries are using digital transformation?
Uh, in real life, I mean, a lot of companies have installed an enterprise resource planning software, an ERP software, if you've heard of it. So, an ERP software is essentially a centralized database within the company, which connects all the different functions together, such as HR, finance, and marketing and operations, and all of that. Those things are at one place essentially. So, that is one way on how businesses are incorporating ERP and making everything and trying to automate process and make sure that every information is available at one single time so that there's no loss of productivity and all of those things. So that is there. That is one example which I have heard. And yeah, I mean, in real life, I mean, I'll have to think of a very specific example of any company incorporating digital transformation. But yeah, there's lots of companies which are doing so.
Like I've heard, like banks are also into it. They're
Uh-huh.
also transforming. Like for example,
Uh-huh.
SBI has
Correct. Huh.
launched his app, Yono.
You
These
know
are
app.
also yeah. So these are
Huh,
all
actually,
digital transformation.
yeah, actually, you are right. Yeah, that bank thing, SBI launched their app and made everything online. So yeah, that is
Yeah.
definitely the best example of digital transformation which is there. Yeah.
Yeah. So like digital transformation, not only like the big businesses, like for example, a small business owner
Hmm.
can also like for
Hmm.
example, a shop owner can also develop his app and send it to his
Hmm.
customer, like, and the customer can book their
Hmm.
needs to it.
Uh,
Yeah.
Not
So
just an app, but yeah, like I mean, most shopkeepers have switched over to UPI over cash, so
yeah, UPI also.
they accept UPI payment. So that is another thing of that is how it's become
Digital
digital,
transforming the,
right?
yeah, digital
Yeah,
transformation of the cash register or the
of the
money
exactly.
system.
There were a lot of startups also I heard which were into this thing of digital transform digitizing the cash books and all of these things of the small business owners as well. Like there were a few other startups which I was hearing. So yeah, that is also another example of digital transformation.
Okay. So can you tell me what is the syllabus or what are the things you are going to learn in the digital transformation?
Got it. So, in the first year, essentially, you will be learning most of the things which you learn in a general MBA. You will be covering operations, finance, statistics, maths, accounts, and organizational behavior, HR, and all those other subjects, business communication, which are the general subjects which are taught in almost every MBA. In the second year, it becomes specialized where you learn about blockchain, AI, ML, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, crypto, like a digital capability model and the prompt engineering and the different these things as well, AI and everything that I just covered. So that is how you'll also be learning various coding tools as well, such as SQL, Tableau, Python. So all of these analytics tools will also be taught uh, to
Okay.
you, right? So that is basically what the syllabus covers. It basically covers everything which is AI and ML based, and it is still
Okay.
developing as well as the syllabus itself gets updated uh, to so that becomes more relevant.
Okay. So Dash, you come from a non-tech background. Like
Correct.
I don't think you have learned Python, SQL, or
No,
Tableau. So
no.
are you going to learn or are you learning and how is the process? Like, are they
Uh,
easy or you are finding it much difficult to get through all of these?
uh, I am learning actually at the moment. I've already finished a course on a SQL, which was available on Udemy. So I learned SQL, the ins and outs of SQL, the different tables, the joins, the conditional operators, mathematical operators, and all of those things which are covered in SQL. SQL is a query language, so it is not actually that much complex. If you understand Excel, then I don't think you would have much issue understanding SQL. Python, I will be getting started soon. In a couple of days, I will be learning Python. Then there's Tableau as well, which I have also started learning, which is basically a data visualization software where you're able to create various dashboards and everything so that when you present your data, it looks very good. It looks really
Okay,
futuristic. It looks everything is there instead of a standard static presentation. So Tableau is also something which I'm learning, which is also going to be covered in the course itself. And Python is something which I will be starting. Yeah.
okay. So uh, what are all the companies that actually comes to hire digital transformation guys in NMIMS? Do you have some names?
Some of the prominent ones which I've read after speaking to many people as well are HCL Tech, then the Big Four, then there's PepsiCo, then there's a couple of other companies as well, which are mostly analytics based, you know.
Okay.
Uh, so a lot of companies which are focused more towards analytics usually
Mhm.
come for placements, and the usual roles that you get, which were mentioned as well in the placement report, was that of business consultant, business analyst, or technology consultant type of roles,
Mhm.
since essentially you're going over to the technology side of things. So, and as the course develops, so I'm definitely sure that more and more prominent and well-known companies may come. I've heard from a senior that this year L'Oreal has come for internships,
Oh,
and Bain has also come for
Win.
final placements. Yeah, Bain and Company. So I think as the course grows and more people, more and more companies are aware of digital
Mm.
transformation, and they require people who know digital transformation, then definitely there a lot more prominent companies would be coming in the next couple of years.
Okay. So, like, uh, what are your expectation like after graduating from digital transformation? So, what are your
Mhm.
expectations from the course?
I expect to gain a thorough, deep understanding of digital transformation, like how it works in a business, how do you implement such a tool, such a system, how do you automate things, and what are the different kind of tools which you can use, and how the process of transforming an organization and automating process works. So I'm aiming to get a lot of practical hands-on knowledge from this course. I also aim to, go into technology management type of roles or general management type of roles, or in marketing analytics type of roles like digital marketing or marketing analytics type of roles. So those are the kind of roles which I would be targeting and which I hope to uh, get after doing this particular program. Yeah. So basically, yeah, that's my main aim, to gain a practical understanding and get a technology management role, like a business consultant role, and then build my career from there.
Okay. So, there's something you add in last if you want for the guys who are listening.
Uh, I mean, there's not much I would say. I would just say that, digital transformation itself is a very growing field, and instead of going for a general MBA, such as in marketing or finance, which is done by almost everyone, one should carve his her own niche. He should do something which he is really good at, which he is really specialized in. So there's no pressure on you to choose a digital transformation program, but I'm just saying that, since this is the next big thing, and if you capitalize it on digital transformation earlier, then maybe, you can take your career to greater heights, or you can, you know, uh, make your way from there. You can do something offbeat as compared to something traditional, and just see where it takes you. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a gamble, it's a risk, but I mean, it's a well
Yeah, but
calculated risk. I will say,
yeah, but this course will be on a rise in like a few years.
definitely.
I I think NMIMS has launched it 3 or 4 years ago only in 2021
Mm-hmm.
only. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but this course is on a rise.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, Darsh, for being here.
Thank
I will
you.
attach Darsh LinkedIn ID so you guys can connect with him and get your doubts clear for NMIMS digital transformation. So we'll take a leave. Thank you, Darsh. Have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rishi. Yeah, you too. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.